Well, hello there everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking the Ram truck into the dealership because I need to fix one of the Ram box storage lights here. So that is what we are doing. I am really hoping that I get a loaner car because I have some work that I need to do here coming up, and I need the loaner vehicle. But nonetheless, I'm excited to see what they give me. I'm excited to get this Ram box storage light done. Again, the selling dealership on this truck should have fixed it. There was some corrosion in between the Ram box storage system and the wiring here. I'm not sure how that happened, but there was some corrosion and I need to get it fixed because I still have a full warranty on the truck, and it just makes sense that I go and get it done. Although it's a busy day today, I would have liked to have another day, but overall I am absolutely loving the Ram truck so far. It is really nice. I did forego getting new tires for it right now. These Wrangler Duratracs are going to have to do at least through the winter, and then next year I will look to upgrade on them. They're just super loud, if you can not tell, and they're not the greatest tire out there. I mean they're wonderful for off-road traction and for wet and dry surfaces, but I just don't like how loud they are. But they are a really good looking tire, and they aren't the most comfortable tire either. But nonetheless, here we still have them on, and we're gonna roll with these bad boys here until either A, I have enough money to buy new tires because my LS2 powered Corvette is in the shop, or B, these tires run out. So we will see. I'm curious to see how the performance is going to be once winter rolls around. But my dealership takes care of me pretty well up there, and I'm excited to see what they have to offer for me for a replacement vehicle, at least for the day. I don't foresee myself being able to get back up there until this afternoon to pick my truck up. So let's see what they have to offer. We are in the Jeep Grand Cherokee L Overland. So this is very similar to my Grand Cherokee 4xe that I have. There are some features that this one doesn't have compared to mine, and then there are some features that mine has that or this has that mine doesn't. So starting with the Macintosh sound system, this is really nice. I do like it. I do like the gauge instrument display here. I don't necessarily like that I can't see navigation like on my Ram truck, but it is what it is. The Macintosh is nice. I have to say the 3.6 Pentastar is good, but I think the powertrain in the 4xe is just a little bit better. But nonetheless here, this does have some get up and go, although this really needs at least the Hemi V8 in it. So I'm hoping Jeep brings back the Hemi V8 eventually with the Jeep Grand Cherokee L, because it is something that is just much needed in these vehicles because they're so big and heavy. They need at least 365 horsepower in my opinion. But we've got all the safety nannies here, similar to my truck, similar to my Grand Cherokee. The passenger screen is in here as well. That's kind of nice. We don't use it in our Grand Cherokee 4xe that we have. It's just kind of there. Otherwise, the interior in here is really nice. This is the kind of the mid-level leather here. It's not quite, very similar to ours. It's not quite like the Summit, or you can option this Overland with the massaging seat. It's not quite like that. I do like the soft touches though on the door, a little bit softer than the regular Limited or stuff like that. Soft padded leather up here. It is really nice. This is a nice place to spend time. I'm not sure how much this costs. It is used because it does have 9,100 miles on it, but it is pretty nice. I have to say I do enjoy it here driving. It's a nice solid ride with the air suspension. I think the air suspension setup here is a little bit more wallowy than the fixed setup that I have in my 4xe, but nonetheless, I do like it. It is nice. I've got it set in normal mode right now, and of course you've got your air suspension set up on the right, rock, sand, snow, auto, and sport on the left. And yeah, it's a very, very nice place to spend time. I appreciate all the soft touches in here, and I appreciate the interior design with Jeep, Chrysler, what they've done, Stellantis, what they've done. These interior spaces, for the money, are some of the best you're going to get, in my opinion. Really a nice place to spend time, and a really high quality interior. Is it the price point though of what this was at when it was new? Probably not, but nonetheless, it is super nice. Nice panoramic moonroof as well. Pretty blue color. I'm pretty happy that they were able to lend me this vehicle, and yeah, we'll be rolling with this the whole day basically. Whenever my truck gets done, they'll give me a call, but I do have some errands here that I need to run in Chautauqua, and yeah, but this is a really nice ride. Wow, I'm super impressed. Very, very comfortable. More comfortable than the fixed suspension for sure. This is, at the end of the day, a luxury vehicle, but the only thing you don't get here is the nice powertrain. I think they could have put the 4xe powertrain in here to make this a little bit faster with the L version, but overall, pretty nice. I don't, like I said, you get all the stuff, all of basically the same stuff as my 4xe. You don't get the navigation setup though, which is a little bit of a bummer. And we're just trying some stuff out. So you can have your analog or digital display. I like it in digital or analog because it kind of shows you where you're at. The Pentastar is a great engine, don't get me wrong, but a vehicle like this, weighing as much as it does, needs more than under 300 horsepower to propel it. At the end of the day, this is a luxury vehicle, so hopefully Jeep can get it figured out here. If they put Hemis in this Jeep again, that would be great. Paddle shifts are what you would expect to be fairly fast with this 8-speed. The 8-speed makes everything better, I think, in Stellantis' lineup, and they have that, of course, in this Jeep. It's a wonderful transmission, and it really allows the vehicle to be free. It allows the vehicle to get out of its own way. Nice storage right there. I'm not sure if this has charging or not, but just an overall a really good place to spend some time, and it is very nice. So yay me. It's got a good sound to it. Pentastar's always had a decent sound for it. In the right application, the Pentastar is a bomb motor and really propels cars pretty fast. So we're gonna get on with our day here. This Grand Cherokee L is the Overland trim. It's a lower trim or lower optioned Overland trim here, and it's still a really good looking vehicle. It's got the air suspension. You can see it's in exit entry mode right now. I really always like the front end of the Jeep Grand Cherokees, although if I were to buy one of these, I probably wouldn't buy the Overland because I don't like how much chrome is on the Overland trim. But overall, still a really good looking truck here, SUV. This one is for sale for $59,190. Very expensive. All these Grand Cherokees, whether you buy a Limited, an Overland, a Summit Reserve, whatever, these isolate you from the road so well, and they do just such a great job at, just getting you to point A to point B in a quiet and easy fashion that, really, they're fantastic. They're such a step above the WK2 in terms of refinement and quality. The only thing this one is lacking is the A, the 5.7 Hemi, or B, the hybrid powertrain, what we have in our E, 4xe trim. But this is really just, it's got just such a nice wide and masculine look with the L here, even compared to the regular Grand Cherokee. You know, it really has a nice stance to it. I like it. I like driving it. The powertrain is unacceptable though. This being the Overland trim here with all of the goodies, having an engine that only has 83 horsepower or 90 horsepower and less torque than that is unacceptable in such a huge SUV. It really is. This needs, at minimum, for the price that, you know, they charge for these things, it needs at minimum the 5.7 Hemi. This thing is a monster. This is a Jeep version of the Durango, and the Durango is vastly underpowered with the 3.6. It needs at least the base Hemi to get it up and moving. But other than that, here, suspension setup is really nice. Interior is very luxurious here. Tons of space. The seating is very comfortable. More than enough room for you and your family. I can even fit in the third row, but granted, I am a short person. I'm only 5'8". But really, this is a nice, nice way to get around town. The ambient lighting is nice. I do think personally here that if you're going to get an Overland trim that isn't optioned out with everything, first of all, they need to have, when you buy an Overland, or when you pay $70,000 for an SUV, or even $60,000 used, there should be a front camera. Our 4xe has a front camera. I mean, some of the stuff that isn't on here is inexcusable for this trim and for how much you pay. Stellantis used to be really good at providing you with good value for the money. Now they aren't. In my opinion, they aren't. But, if you could find one of these used, or find one of these with a ton of incentives, and you don't care about the power, then boom, this is great. But if you're looking for a diamond in the rough, you want to find one of these with the 5.7 liter Hemi V8. That definitely gives it enough pep to compete with other SUVs out there. And, it does offer you V8 power. But again, taking a look here, really is a wonderful vehicle. Overland in Boston. The seats, the leather is very nice here. Soft padding everywhere. It really is just a wonderful, wonderful vehicle. I can see why many people are buying the new WL platform, because it is wonderful. Tons of space, really good design here. I don't necessarily like all the chrome. This in like a limited blacktop trim would look a little bit better, or the Summit Reserve. But either way, lovely vehicle. And, it drives really comfortable. It's not really too much sportiness about this trim here. But, again, if you're buying this and you need to haul a family around, you're more worried about your luxury features than your powertrain. So it is just wonderful. I've got a buddy who owns one of these in a Summit Reserve with the 5.7 Hemi, and that moves. That definitely properly scoots this thing along. It's just really a lovely vehicle. Again, the fact that this only has a backup camera is a little paltry, I think, in my opinion. The 3.6 just doesn't do this car justice. It is pretty slow, but it is very quiet. And this is really a great interior. When you do put the Grand Cherokee into sport mode here, it does raise the suspension from entry exit to arrow height, as you can see right there, which is supposedly supposed to make this more sporty. I'm not sure if it honestly does, but we got it in sport mode. I mean, I've had this 3.6 engine now in a Dodge Journey, a Chrysler 200, a Town & Country minivan, driven Jeep Grand Cherokees with it, Durangos with it, trucks with it. It's just such it is truly, guys, it is overall a refined engine. It's one of the best V6 engines, probably the best engine that Chrysler has ever made, in my opinion. And it does do a good job in smaller applications such as a redesigned 200, even a Charger or Challenger. It provides enough pep to get you going. It's not going to win any sound awards, but overall it's okay. It's okay. We'll just put it that way. Other than that, though, the vehicle is nice in sport mode. That's how I would drive this around if I owned it, because it just, at least the throttle response is a little bit better. It tightens up the steering a little bit too. And I don't know if I really like the braking in here. It feels very artificially enhanced. But overall, it's a great place to spend some time. And in sport mode, it's peppy enough. It does sound good. But again, you're not buying this to sound good. Paddle shifters are quick, as mentioned before. I have to say, the Macintosh sound system in here, one of the best, if not the best sound system Stellantis has used in its portfolio. I do have to say, I absolutely love it. Okay, we've hit a 55 finally. We're going to accelerate from 30. All right. Not bad. Not bad at all. Again, it needs a little bit more. It's definitely not the fastest vehicle in the world, but overall, it's been, a blast to be in. If you've got a family, if you need to tow stuff, more than adequate. I love how much space is back here. Again, the panoramic moonroof is nice, and if you have bought a new Stellantis vehicle recently, you know how nice the interiors are. You know how nice the exteriors are. It's really just a great vehicle. Yeah, so other than that, guys, that's gonna do it here, and we'll wrap this up. Get the truck back and wrap it up. Well, we're back in the Rebel. We've got Alexa here too. Hopefully the Alexa on the truck doesn't go off. And we've officially got the truck back. They fixed the Ram box light issue, and they were nice enough, of course, to give me that loaner, which was fantastic. And we're very happy to report that the Ram truck is back and functioning, which is sweet. And I even got to schedule her Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe in for a recall that needs to be done. So how exciting there. Yeah, we're going to wrap up this video, guys. If you want more Ram content or more Mopar content, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.